Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. So, today I'm going to be reviewing a freeform movie. Well, it wasn't freeform at the time, it was actually under the ABC family name. This film came out in 2010, and, you know, if you look back at, Freeform when it was going through, the various names that it went through, when it was ABC Family, they were pretty decent. They would have some decent shows like, at that time, like before, 2010, around like maybe 2000. I want to say around 2005 up until 2009, we had the likes of Kyle XY, which was a really interesting series. We had The Secret Life of an American Teenager, which pretty much launched the careers for some of those actors. And then there was a few other familiar faces in that series. But they had some great shows as well as some original content like their movies. Now, they would of course air some really cool like Christmas films as well as like non-related holiday films. And before then, they were actually a lot better because they were under the Fox Family brand. Um, at that time, they were doing a lot of cool stuff. They had brought a new version of the Adams Family, which was a pretty good show in my opinion. I always stayed tuned to watch a new episode when it aired. They would play reruns of the real Ghostbusters, and there was just a variety of different things. I think even at one point they were, airing reruns of like I want to say like Power Rangers and Beetleborgs and Mask Rider and Mystic Knights. Like they, stuff that wasn't really being aired on the channels that they would originally come from. They were basically airing the reruns. I can't remember exactly what other lineups they have. I could be wrong on the whole Power Ranger and Saban stuff, but if my memory corrects me, there was some pretty good stuff on there. Basically anything that Fox, I think, at the time had aired at one point. So it was really cool to watch a lot of the stuff that wasn't being no longer aired. You get an opportunity to kind of relive the early days. But of course, it went through so many changes. But one of the movies that they actually did end up airing ended up being one of my favorites, and that is My Fake Fiance, which stars Melissa Joan Hart and Joey Lawrence. Now, both Melissa Joan Hart and Joey Lawrence have had excellent careers. They were big names in the 90s. Joey was well known for Blossom with the famous catchphrase, "Whoa!" And then Melissa Joan Hart, well known for Nickelodeon's Clarissa Explains It All. And then after that series ended, she would have a very successful run with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And then, of course, she'd go on to do movies like Drive Me Crazy, and so on and so forth. So the film is really entertaining. It's comedy, it's drama, it's romance, a little bit of everything. Joey Lawrence, his character is in debt. He basically owes money to like a loan shark. What do they call it? Like the big businessman who has the two goons that go after the clients that need to pay up, and basically he's got a gambling problem, so he owes this money. And then Melissa Joan Hart's character, she basically gets robbed and she has no money to, basically get appliances and utensils and pretty much anything she needed to begin with. I believe she was moving and her entire stuff was stolen. So these two end up meeting and they start to come up with this scheme to create a fake wedding. They'll pretend to date, get engaged, get married, and they're basically doing it because they know with weddings they can get money and then they can get appliances and the registry that they need. So it's kind of a win-win for the both of them. But of course, throughout the film, they're kind of getting to know each other while keeping the secret from everybody. And, things start to happen in a positive note. But they're also dealing with a lot of, things between, their family drama, her and her family, him and his mother and his father, they're just dealing with a lot of drama and issues. It's a fun one. It's not one I hear people talk about. It was kind of one of the ones that kind of like fell under the radar, but I like it. I think it's, the chemistry between Joey Lawrence and Melissa Joan Hart, I think is fantastic. Um, it. I wish I could say more without giving it away. I would say check it out if you come across it. I was lucky enough to come across this. Now that's the one thing about Freeform during their early stages before they changed the name. They didn't release a whole lot on physical media. I think like Kyle XY. I think got physical media releases. This some of their Christmas movies. Um, what else? I think there might be a selection of stuff that was released, but not everything. Secret Life of an American Teenager, I think, was released, but a lot of these, ABC Family releases that they had done before their Freeform name changed, a lot of it's out of print, and it goes for a hefty price. Kind of. Like an example I can use is The Secret Life of an American Teenager. So as of right now, if you were to pick up at least seasons 1 through 6, you're going to pay on average maybe $5 to $6. Maybe the later seasons are like 7, but they're all at a reasonable price. Season 7, on the other hand, that's going to cost you because that season alone goes for about $50 to $70. Now, if you have the complete series and it's in pretty good shape, you're looking at like maybe 100, a little over. I don't know. At the time, when I was reselling some of it, the prices were different. It may have gone up because it's not a series you can just come across very often. Um, but a lot of those seasons on the secondhand market are usually, you know, they're reasonable priced, except for the last season. But yeah, My Fake Fiance is definitely a fun one. If you're a fan of Joey Lawrence and you're a fan of Melissa Joan Hart, then it's definitely worth it. Of course, not too long after this movie, they would come together to do the Melissa and Joey series. I don't know if it was due to the success of this. I don't know how the viewership was on this one, but it brought them back to do a series that ran for a few seasons, and yeah, it's a fun one. I would, like I said, I wish I could say more. I figured you guys give it a shot. I don't think you'll be disappointed because, like I said, it has a little bit of everything. You get the romance, you get the comedy, you get the drama, and I think the chemistry between the two is fantastic. It definitely shows a lot more when you watch the Melissa and Joey series that they did, a few years after this movie. So yeah, I wish they would have done more after the series, but who knows? Maybe they will down the road. But yeah, that's my review and my thoughts on my fake fiance. Highly recommend you guys give it a watch if you can come across it. I don't think it's on any streaming service. It might be, considering it is, ABC, and ABC is under the Disney. I think they own ABC in some way. So, if you guys are looking to hopefully watch the film, it may be on Disney Plus. Do not quote me on that, but if it is, then give it a watch. I think you guys will enjoy it. So, thank you guys so much for tuning into this. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. And comment down below if you've seen this movie. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. And let me know down in the comment section below, what are your favorite Joey Lawrence movies or TV shows? Same with Melissa Joan Hart. For me, it's got to be Clarissa. Don't get me wrong, I love Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but I absolutely love Clarissa Explains It All. It was such a fun show, and I really, with a lot of these reboots and continuations coming out, Clarissa Explains It All, I think would have been perfect involved, because they could deal, kind of cover some of the, situations that go on in today's generation, but also kind of bring the nostalgia back, with a lot of the, parents, and, kind of bring back some of the things that Clarissa explained in the original series, bring it back with a more modern, parent advice, parents, opinion, things like that. It's hard to explain, but I think the concept would be pretty cool in my opinion. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, guys, we'll talk films. You guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you next time.